In turbulent times, when the flames of war lit up the horizons and human worth was measured by a readiness for self-sacrifice, a Spartan warrior was born, whose destiny was shaped by valor and sagacity. He was named Damonios. His life was not merely a chronicle of triumphs and setbacks, but a narrative of the unwavering principles that forged his character and secured his place in legend. From an early age, Damonios underwent the rigorous agoge, the Spartan training system where boys were molded into exceptional warriors. There, he came to understand that courage was not only physical strength but also an indomitable will, the ability to endure pain and hardship. As a commander, he always placed the interests of his polis above his own, being the first to enter battle and the last to leave the field. In the legendary Battle of Thermopylae, where a small band of Spartans confronted a vast Persian army, Damonios became the embodiment of bravery, inspiring his comrades to a heroic resistance that is forever etched in history. However, Damonios' valor was not solely displayed in battles, it also found expression in the wisdom with which he approached matters of strategy and diplomacy. He understood that true courage sometimes demands restraint and foresight, to avoid unnecessary conflicts and to preserve the lives of warriors for decisive battles. Like Damonios, everyone can cultivate courage through constant discipline and training, both physical and spiritual. Damonios' leadership qualities represented a harmonious blend of foresight, decisiveness, and a natural gift for inspiring people. His leadership was not merely power, but an influence rooted in character and deeds, capable of motivating people to great accomplishments. He recognized that leadership is not a solitary path, but the art of uniting people around a common goal. Damonios' willingness to listen to his comrades earned him universal respect and solidified his reputation as a legendary commander. His authority was based not on fear, but on mutual respect and faith in the abilities of every Spartan. Damonios always listened carefully to the advice of his close associates, meticulously weighing the consequences of his decisions for the well-being of Sparta. Developing leadership qualities is a unique journey demanding profound self-reflection, unwavering determination, and continuous improvement. Equally important is resilience in the face of setbacks. The ability to learn from defeats allows them to be transformed into stepping stones for further progress. Integrity was a foundational element of Damonios' character, the very essence of his Spartan spirit. The rigorous training system forged not only his physical strength but also his moral principles. For Damonios, integrity was an unshakable guide, a standard he adhered to in all aspects of life, from minor details to pivotal choices. He never retreated in the face of an enemy nor abandoned a comrade in need. His word was as solid as tempered steel, and his adversaries recognized that they were dealing with a man of unyielding honor. Damonios' story vividly demonstrates that integrity serves as the bedrock of all virtues. A warrior or leader devoid of honor is like a shield without a sturdy grip, useless in defending values. Damonios' integrity was not merely a Spartan ideal, it was a legacy, reminding descendants that true greatness is measured not by the number of victories, but by fidelity to one's principles. To strengthen integrity, it is essential to maintain harmony between words and deeds, to live in accordance with one's convictions, to demonstrate sincerity, accountability, consistency, and respect for others, to possess the moral courage to do what is right, and to always fulfill promises made. Damonios understood that astuteness was a form of wisdom, the ability to see beyond the obvious, anticipate enemy actions, and find innovative solutions. He was renowned for his skill in navigating the intricate complexities of Spartan diplomacy, forging alliances and resolving conflicts through a timely word or a telling gesture. His battlefield victories were often attributed to his ability to think outside the box, moving beyond straightforward Spartan tactics and achieving success through intellect and strategic acumen. Damonios' astuteness also manifested in his personal life. Living in a society that valued simplicity and asceticism, he understood the power of words and the importance of reputation. He carefully cultivated his image not only as a formidable warrior but also as a profound, thoughtful individual, earning the respect of both allies and adversaries. Damonios, whose loyalty knew no bounds, was faithful to his comrades and respected by his adversaries for his unwavering principles. Raised in the spirit of unshakable devotion to Sparta, his family, and his comrades, he remained true to these principles throughout his life. In battle, he never abandoned his fellow warriors. His shield protected not only himself but also the soldier beside him. Damonios' loyalty was also evident in his uncompromising stance against corruption and external influence. Despite all temptations, his integrity remained unyielding. Damonios' story teaches us that loyalty is not merely a word, but a way of life, imbued with honor. He demonstrates that a truly loyal individual is remembered not only for their deeds but also for the depth of their character and the strength of the bonds they forged. To cultivate loyalty, it is necessary to strengthen a firm and consistent commitment to the people and principles to which we dedicate ourselves. Open and honest communication plays a vital role in building and maintaining loyal relationships, as does a willingness to resolve conflicts constructively and seek solutions that strengthen the bonds of loyalty and trust. Damonios calls upon us to demonstrate courage in pursuing our goals, to be honest and loyal, to show discernment in tackling complex challenges, and to take on leadership roles in building a better future. His legacy is a call to live boldly, with unshakable morals and the bravery inherent in those who understand that their lives are part of a grander narrative. As we reflect on Damonios' life, we find inspiration in the embodiment of Spartan values that remain timeless and relevant in our quest for meaning and purpose. Let us turn to the history of Sparta to identify 5 key principles that guided Damonios in his relentless pursuit of excellence on the battlefield and in life. How can we apply Spartan wisdom, leadership, and valor in our daily lives? Prepare to be inspired by the teachings of a warrior whose legacy transcends time, reminding us that true strength is born from conviction and honor. The courage of the Spartan warrior Damonios blazed like the heat of 1,000 suns. From a young age, Damonios underwent the most rigorous training in the agoge, the Spartan educational system that transformed boys into elite warriors. It was there that he realized courage was not only physical strength but also inner resilience, the ability to endure pain and hardship without succumbing to weakness. As a commander, he displayed valor, placing the interests of his polis above his own. His tactic was to lead from the front, to be in the vanguard, and to be the last to leave the battlefield. In the legendary Battle of Thermopylae, where the Spartans confronted a vastly superior Persian army, Damonios became the personification of bravery, inspiring his warriors to fight with a tenacity whose echo resonates through the ages. 1. Courage. Damonios' martial prowess was legendary throughout 3rd century Greece. However, his courage was not limited to battle scenes alone. It also manifested in his acumen, in his understanding of the importance of strategic thinking and diplomatic negotiations. He deeply understood that genuine courage sometimes demands prudence and the ability to foresee consequences, to avoid unnecessary confrontations and to preserve soldiers' lives for future, more significant battles. Like Damonios, everyone can strengthen their spirit through relentless discipline and constant training. This applies not only to physical conditioning but also to mental and emotional resilience. Adhering to a stringent regimen of self-improvement can cultivate resilience against life's adversities. 2. Leadership. Damonios' leadership qualities represented a harmonious blend of foresight, decisiveness, and an innate ability to inspire his comrades. It was not merely a position of authority, but an influence stemming from his moral principles and deeds, capable of spurring people to achieve the impossible. He recognized that leadership is not a solitary path. He knew that the true strength of a leader lies in the ability to rally people around a common goal. This readiness to unite not only earned him the deep respect of his comrades but also solidified his reputation as an outstanding commander. His leadership was based not on fear, but on mutual respect and trust in the capabilities of every Spartan under his command. Damonios listened carefully to the opinions of his advisors and valued them highly, also considering the impact of his decisions on the well-being of Sparta. Developing leadership potential is an individual process, demanding self-reflection, perseverance, and continuous practice. Resilience is also fundamental. The ability to overcome setbacks and difficulties allows one to learn from defeats and use them as impetus for further growth. 3. Integrity. Damonios' integrity was the cornerstone upon which his entire life was built. It was not merely a quality he demonstrated, it was the essence of his personality, the core of his Spartan spirit. The rigorous Spartan training system not only hardened his body but also shaped his character. Thus, for Damoni, moral purity became an unshakable principle. It was what was expected of everyone, the standard maintained in all aspects of his life, from the most minor to the most fateful decisions. Damoni was the embodiment of unwavering resolve. He never shied away from battle and never abandoned a comrade in need. His word was as reliable as his shield, and adversaries knew they were dealing with a man of impeccable honor when he promised victory or retribution. Damoni's story teaches us that integrity is the cornerstone upon which all other virtues are founded. It shows us that a leader, warrior, or citizen without integrity is like a shield without a handle, useless for defending what we value most. Damoni's integrity was not just a Spartan ideal, but a legacy he passed on to future generations, reminding them that true greatness is measured not by the number of battles won, but by the consistency of a life based on unwavering principles. To be more integral, it is crucial to maintain harmony between our words and actions, living in accordance with our values and principles, even when no one is watching. This means being authentic, practicing honesty in all our interactions, taking responsibility for our actions, maintaining consistency in our principles, treating others with respect and consideration, demonstrating the moral courage to do what is right even in difficult times, and fulfilling our promises and commitments. 4. Astuteness. Damoni understood that astuteness was a form of wisdom, the ability to see beyond the obvious, anticipate enemy actions, and find innovative solutions to complex problems. He was known for his mastery in navigating the complex waters of Spartan diplomacy, forging alliances, and resolving conflicts with a wise word or a meaningful gesture. His combat successes were often attributed to his ability to think outside the box, moving beyond the straightforward Spartan pattern of direct confrontation and achieving victories through intellect and strategy. Damoni's astuteness also manifested in his personal life. Despite living in a society that valued simplicity and asceticism, Damoni understood the power of words and the importance of image. He carefully cultivated his reputation not only as a formidable warrior but also as a profound and thoughtful individual. This combination of strength and wisdom earned him the respect of not only allies but also enemies. 5. Loyalty. The loyalty of the Spartan warrior Damoni was as unshakable as the mountains surrounding his beloved Sparta. It was not merely a quality he demonstrated, but the essence of his personality, the foundation of his being. In a society where fidelity was the highest value, Damoni was a man whose wealth in this regard was boundless. From a young age, raised in a spirit that revered loyalty above all else, Damoni lived and breathed this principle. The agoge, the Spartan education system, not only forged him into a formidable warrior but also instilled that devotion to his polis, family, and comrades was the greatest virtue. This lesson became the cornerstone of all his actions, guiding him in both peacetime and wartime. On the battlefield, Damoni's loyalty was evident in his selflessness towards his fellow warriors. He never abandoned his own, and his shield protected not only himself but also the warrior beside him. Damoni's loyalty was also evident in his steadfastness in the face of corruption and external influence. Despite temptations and alluring offers from enemies and detractors, his integrity remained unyielding. Damoni teaches us that loyalty is not merely a word, but a chain of actions, a life lived with honor, and a legacy that will live on forever. He shows us that loyalty is the foundation of trust and cohesion, and that a loyal person is remembered not only for their deeds but also for the depth of their character and the strength of the bonds they forged. To strengthen one's loyalty, it is necessary to cultivate a firm and consistent commitment to the people, organizations, or ideals to which we dedicate ourselves. Open and honest communication plays a vital role in building and maintaining loyal relationships, as does a willingness to resolve conflicts constructively and seek solutions that strengthen the bonds of loyalty and trust. Damoni calls upon us to be courageous in pursuing our ideals, honest at every turn, loyal to those who share our journey, astute in solving problems, and leaders in building a better future. His legacy is a call to live boldly, with unshakable moral principles and the courage of those who recognize that their lives are part of a grander narrative. As we reflect on Damoni's life, we are inspired to embody those Spartan values that transcend time and space and remain relevant in our quest for meaning and purpose.